This video is brought to you by Blackout X, the most high-end brand of e-juice, legal herb, and legal concentrate vaporizers on the market. Visit blackoutx.com and use the promo code 420CMX to save 15% off at checkout. So Paul, where are you calling from today?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Awesome, man. So how's business going over at Tryke and Reef right now?
Our business is going well. Business is going good.
Very good. So let's talk about, first off, I wanted to mention the legal space over in Vegas. In your mind, how would the legal cannabis market, how is it going to change the Strip specifically?
Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know how it's going to change the Strip because we're not on the Strip, but hopefully, hopefully we'll see an increase in traffic to the legal retails out there, and we think that it'll open up some more traffic.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think there's going to be space for smoking indoors?
Well, they just passed it. There was a bill that just the other day it passed through the first steps of allowing recreational smoking licenses over there where people could smoke it, maybe have smoking clubs or whatever, allow public consumption. So if that goes through, which we're hopeful, then people will be able to, apply for a license, and then there'll be certain establishments that'll allow for public consumption.
Yeah, that's a very good thing for sure. And, some people are saying that the alcohol manufacturers should be kind of shaken in their boots because cannabis is taking over. For companies like yours, how important is it to be at the forefront of this emerging industry?
I mean, it's very important for us to be at the front of the industry. We try to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, definitely. And before you were on top, how did you get started?
I was involved in commercial real estate, and I specialized in a lot of zoning issues. And then when it went through in Arizona, you had to have a property that was properly zoned in order to make an application. So I helped a lot of people find their real estate property, and they let them put in the applications, and I assisted a lot of people. With being successful applications, and a lot of people in the industry like that, just kind of grew into it.
And for people who are looking to kind of grow into this industry, what is some good tips of advice that you wish you would have known in the beginning?
Well, I mean, the tips I would give to anybody, because I get a lot of questions, about people who want to get into the industry, is just start. Just start. Just look if you're in a state that has a program, whether it's medical or recreational or both. Do your homework, find a list of all the operators who are legal, and licensed, and then I would apply to every one of them, and then just get your foot in the door. And then, once you get your foot in the door and you work hard and do a good job, it'll open up a lot of opportunities for you. We have everybody start at an entry-level position at our company, and then work their way up, and people are able to move up pretty rapidly because we grow quickly, and there's a lot of opportunity for people to grow and expand. I just say, work hard, and just start wherever you can. Don't be scared to start at an entry-level position, and just get in there and do your thing.
Yeah, that's certainly solid advice. And when we look at Reef, what's the buying experience like for a customer? What sets Reef apart from other dispensaries?
Well, I would say a lot of our branding and marketing, a lot of the products that we try to carry, we try to have a nice selection of products, a lot of the products that are popular we try to carry a lot of the strains and flavors that everybody are looking for, and we just try to be a place that we have something for everybody there, and we try to make sure that we stay on top of the latest products, and make sure that we have a nice selection there for everybody who comes in.
Yeah, and it looks like the selection's crazy. You guys' flagship strains are Wiz Khalifa's Khalifa Kush and Berner's Exotics. How'd you get Berner and Wiz on board?
We had always hoped that we would be able to work with Berner, and then it just kind of worked out that way. We were introduced to him through a mutual friend, and we discussed the possibility of doing some sort of deal where we could help each other out, and we came to an agreement, and it was fun, and Berner enjoyed it, and we're just having fun doing what we do, and then he brought Wiz to the table, and Wiz liked what we were doing, and we ended up doing a deal with Wiz as well. So we're just, like I said, we're just trying to have those good products and get them out to the people, and and have fun with it while we're doing it.
Yeah, most definitely. And those are great guys to have on board. And, artists like Berner and Dizzy Wright, who I know you've been involved with, they aren't really able to get much radio play, although they do have huge fan bases and make great music because they talk about cannabis. So do you see the legalization of cannabis as it becomes more common, allowing them to get more radio play and more mainstream coverage?
Well, I don't think, either of them are popular just because they talk about cannabis. I mean, I think they're both great artists.
Mm-hmm.
They both work really hard. Berner's got a great work ethic. He's put out, probably over 20 albums now.
Yeah.
And he makes great music. But definitely, I mean, aside from what Berner does in the music industry, he's definitely a tastemaker also in the cannabis industry. Berner, he's a hardworking guy. He has many companies, and he stays on top of everything. So I mean, he's gonna be successful no matter what.
Yeah, he's a very successful guy. And your flagship strains, as I mentioned, what sets those ones apart? Is it the higher levels of THC, the way they're grown? What makes them so special? Because they sound incredible.
There's other flowers out there that have high THC as well. These strains that we sell, were specifically picked out by those guys, and they were their favorite strains. So some of like Berner, throughout his travels, he gets to try lots of different strains and meet lots of different people. And then, some of his favorites have definitely been like, the cookies, sherbet, gelato, Skittles, lemonade, wedding cake from Jungle Boys. And a lot of Jungle Boy strains are really hot. So, I mean, he's been able to sample a lot of those. And then the ones that are his favorites are the ones that he likes to, have in his line and bring out to the people. Wiz was a huge OG fan, and then Khalifa Kush is a really good OG, so that's just his personal favorite. So, I mean, like, there's tons of different flavors and tastes out there, and but these are just the ones that they enjoyed the best. Like I said, there's lots of different flowers that can have high THC, so it's not about reading a number, off the label and saying that's the best. I use example all the time, like moonshine isn't the best cocktail just because it's the strongest. Nobody's gonna say like my favorite drink is moonshine. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's somebody out there, but the average person, they're not gonna drink moonshine just because it's the strongest. They'll have a cocktail that they enjoy more, like maybe champagne or wine or maybe a vodka and juice or something. But just because it's the strongest don't mean that it's anybody's favorite.
Right, that's a very good point. And when you're at Reef and Tryke, do you see customers coming in, and when they're going, maybe they're a first-time customer and they're buying, do they seem to have knowledge about cannabis, or are the employees giving them that knowledge? Do you see people learning more about it?
We try to do the best job we can to, when we're hiring to find people that are passionate about the industry, and then on top of that, we have a lot of ongoing training materials and whatnot for our staff. So if somebody does come in and it's their first time, or even if they're a connoisseur, we like to be able to share some information with them and chat with them and steer them in the right direction. Somebody who hasn't purchased a lot before, they might come in and try to buy based off of THC numbers. I mean, we see that. But, there's so many different terpene profiles and so many other things that are important, from the cure to the smell to the taste, that matter other than just the THC number. Like we definitely have some heavy hitters in there that have those high THC numbers. You'll see the flowers that hit 30 and whatnot. But that just because a flower has a high THC, it doesn't mean that that's the best one. You could very well have something that's 20 that I would, prefer, or even something 18 that I would prefer over something that's 30 just because, it's 30. Like, you want something more flavorful or a better bag appeal or a better nose. I mean, THC isn't the only buying point.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. I just have a couple more questions for you. This is from a user on Reddit/Trees. He wants to know, where do you see the stigma surrounding cannabis moving, and how would you like it to be in that department?
Where do I see the stigma? Like, you mean as far as like how other people view it?
Yeah, like the negative feelings associated with it.
I think it's a lot less than what it was. When I first started in the industry, it was in the end of 2010, and I can remember calling places just to try to, lease space and whatnot. And, even offering top dollar, rent and whatnot. And then people were still worried, at least to you, they didn't know, if it was going to increase traffic in the area or if it was going to increase crime. And people were skeptical. They didn't understand, that it, we were trying to be good neighbors. We wanted to be a part of the community, not a damage to the community or not a burden in the community. So, but I definitely think, we opened up all of the, there's tons of stores out here in Arizona, and, there's been, very, very few problems. I think that they've all been, good neighbors, and I just think it's a lot less now. I think people are a lot more accepting of it now than they were before. So I keep seeing, the stigmas go away, and things keep getting better and better.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, and I've noticed that as well. People seem to have used to associated with, gangsters and violent things and all that, when really in reality that's not at all what it is, so it's a very good thing. Do you see your companies expanding to other countries as things progress? Like, Canada's looking at legalization. I know we'd love to get some of these strains out here.
We would be interested in it. We would definitely have to do our homework. We've had very preliminary discussions, just kicked around ideas about a few places, but we haven't, made any action, to go into any other countries at this time. But I mean, we're definitely interested in it. And, if somebody from another country that has a license or was getting a license wanted to reach out, we'd definitely be interested in talking to them.
Very cool. Last question for you. When you're bringing a strain that you guys have been working on for months and months to a celebrity endorsement, is there a sense of pressure on you guys?
Well, a lot of times, a celebrity kind of knows what they like or know what they want, or we'll show them some of the stuff that we have, and then we could breed something, specifically for them. And then usually we'll give them options, and then they could try some different ones before they make a selection on which one that they like. So I mean, we definitely put our best foot forward and try to show them the best that we can have, and make sure that it's right. If we didn't feel it was right, we wouldn't put it out. Mm-hmm. But so when we work with celebrities, we definitely try to put the best foot forward and come with the best stuff.
Very cool. Where can people find Tryke and Reef online if they want to check you guys out and go in and buy some KK?
Definitely you could go to reefdispensaries.com. And check us out on there, and then that'll have all of our store locations right now currently open. We have 4 retails in Nevada, and we have 2 in Arizona. So, and then there's more coming down the pipeline, but those are the ones that are currently open right now.
Very cool. Thanks so much for your time, Paul. It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure, buddy. Thank you.
Take care.